Hi, I'm Cynthia Wihardja, founder of Action Coach South Jakarta. I'm inspired to talk to you today about the role of women. The source of this inspiration is this email I got this morning nominating me as one of the top 100 businesswomen in Indonesia. And it was interesting when I was reading the brochure, they were talking about some kind of woman entrepreneur, and they used this title. Despite her natural calling, she decided to become an entrepreneur. I said, well, isn't that interesting? So, despite her natural calling, so is that like there's a natural calling of becoming a woman, and then here's the entrepreneurship stuff. So you've got to choose. Do you want to follow your natural calling, or do you want to be an entrepreneur? I mean, can't we just have it both? So then it got me thinking about, does a natural calling come in groups? I mean, do we get tagged just because we're part of this group, that we get tagged a natural calling? Like there's a natural calling of women, natural calling of men, and then maybe we'll split it up into countries, natural calling of Africans, natural calling of Americans, natural calling of Indians. I mean, how does it all work? I was so curious today that I opened up the dictionary and figured out what was the actual definition of the word kodrat, which is an Indonesian word that's kind of like similar to natural calling, purpose, and if you believe in God, kodrat means what you are made for. What did God made you for? And I opened up a dictionary, I researched that, and it said that, yeah, it's basically your purpose in life, basically your natural flow, it's what you're made for. And then I started thinking, I said, well, it's hard for me to believe that all these women with all these different talents and strengths are made for just one calling. And then all these men with all these natural gifts and strengths, one calling. It's just really hard for me to believe that. So I want to propose to you an alternative. What if our natural calling is actually individualized? There's no natural calling for women, natural calling for men. There's just natural calling for you, for me, for him, for her. Yeah? So the journey in this life is to discover your natural calling. So instead of arguing the right definition or the right natural calling for groups of people, why don't we invest more time to discover our own natural calling, to discover our own purpose of life? And I'll take you through some of the questions I've used to discover this for myself. But first, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I mean, why am I so passionate talking to you about this? I used to be in a relationship with a man who was quite traditional, and he wasn't comfortable with my high ambitions. He felt it was strange that a woman like me wanted to have a big business or multiple businesses, multiple properties all over the world, to impact the world and to make a difference. For him, that was just weird. And after 9 years in a relationship together, I asked him, are we ever going to have children? And he told me, yes, I want to have children, but not with you. And that struck my confidence because he said that I was strange. And I decided I was strange. And you know what? I'm going to stop all this and I'm going to be a housewife. And sure enough, I was a housewife for 3 months, cooking, cleaning every single day, a good housewife. But then over time, I started, like, oh my God, is this really it? I was feeling a lot of emptiness within. My brother invited me to an Action Coach workshop, and that was the first time I met Action Coach. And strange things happened. I mean, we had this game that we had to play. It was volleyball, and you had to pick a captain. After just 50 minutes getting to know me, the table picked me as their captain. I said, guys, how do you even know I can lead? I mean, go pick a man or something. There's lots of guys around here. Go pick one of them. I said, no, your natural abilities for leadership is very apparent. We're going to pick you. And you know what? My team won. I mean, we were very successful. And throughout the workshop, there's people who came and people I didn't even know. They said, you have a natural ability and you're very, very inspiring in how you answer, how you behave. You should be a coach. I said, give me a break. I don't even know what coaching is. And throughout this whole process of this 3-day workshop, I also had this little conversation with God, and I said, what are you doing? I'm on the trail of discovering my true purpose in life, which is being a housewife, and you're just ruining it with showing me all these things, opportunities, people saying I'm inspirational. What is this? You're messing it up. And so After this workshop, I discovered something more about myself. I discovered that I had potential, and I was hiding it. I was too afraid to express it because I wanted to conform and please someone, and I wanted to be part of this traditional paradigm about what a woman should be. So I went ahead and I took the Action Coach franchise, and since then I've built a business and I've had more meaning in my life, helping people, building business, just helping business owners and owning a business and building up my team. I've had more meaning in my life over the last 6 years than ever before. And that really shows me that if I really take some time to discover my potential and express it, I can live a fuller life. So back to this question of your purpose in life. What are some of the things you can start asking yourself in order for you to find it out? I mean, I took about 9 months in 2009 to really figure this out for myself. Read plenty of books, talked to several coaches, and had a lot of time by myself. I didn't go and talk to too many people about it, because sometimes talking to people just kind of distracts you. So I suggest have some solitude time and discover this for yourself. What are your true strengths? What are your natural strengths? Something that you're good at, that it's effortless for you. What are some of the things you're passionate about, that you love talking about, that you love teaching about, that you like doing? I mean, hours can go on and on and on, and you don't feel tired just doing it. What are some of the things people say that you're good at? Your natural talents. What do they say about you? What do people come to you for help for? Look around you. What are the opportunities around you? What are the situations that you're in? What are some things in your community that need help? What do you feel like you're drawn to helping? That could be signs of your calling. If only you would take some time and be aware of that. So here's a trick though. If you're a woman and you discover that your natural calling and your natural passion is to become a housewife and to become a mother and to raise your kids full time, is that wrong? Is that not cool? And I'd say it's cool. It is really, really great. First, that you found it, and second, that you're going to live it. So who are we to judge that, oh, you're just a housewife, you just don't have enough ambition? You know what? Raising great kids, that's great ambition. That's almost as bad, that's actually as bad as saying, oh, you're strange because you want to be an entrepreneur. So let's be careful with reversing this discrimination. So in the past, we've had this tradition about women's role is in business, in at home, and now we're moving towards women's role as business leaders. But let's not forget that both of those roles and anything in between is not for everyone. Everyone is called for their own thing, and let's respect each other's purpose in life, and let's support each other as a community of women, not as women in business, not as women at home, but as just women. And if I can invite the men into this, let's support each other as a community of human beings on a journey to achieve our purpose in life. So with that, I leave you to think about, what is your purpose in life? Use those questions that I've given you, and use some solitude time to really discover who you are, what you're made for, and step by step express that in your life. I wish you the best of success. And I hope when you found this for yourself, you live to contribute and you live with purpose.